Hello, my creepy crawlies, and welcome to tonight's edition of Ice Cream Queens. We have a super special edition for you tonight because we are going to be celebrating Pride and horror and goth and everything creepy but Pride. So I'm going to bring in my glorious co hosts. First up, Lauren. Hello.
Hi! I love everything creepy.
And Magda, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Magda.
Lovely to see everyone.
Hi, how's everybody doing this evening?
I'm good. I have Cinnabon. I'm happy.
Oh, that's happy too. Oh. So I have to ask, Lauren, did you do anything special for Pride Month?
I made a music video.
You did?
Yeah, it was my first time ever editing music together, like recording and doing all of the editing, and my first time editing a video together. So don't judge me.
We are not the judgy type here at all. So, you know what? Can we play it real quick?
Okay.
Should I owe apologies to all the birds and all the bees and all the trees and all the seas and things you see around you? To you I'm sure I am impure and pretty sure I can endure what ridicule and impudence you wish to cast upon me. See, I was born quite differently from what you're taught the world should be, but set aside philosophy, can you believe I'm like you? My every joy and every fear, my every laugh and every tear, can you believe I take these things too hard exactly like you? Ask yourself why you hate me, why you'd prefer a straight me. Your myths infuriate me. You say we just disagree, then try to take my rights from me. The monster that's betrayed to you upon the family evening news cannot be further from the truth and shows their callous bias. I'd hope to have your sympathy, so do you have no empathy? For Christ's sake, I'm your family, your bigotry confounds me. But I was born quite differently from what you think the world should be, devout as you may claim to be, and obviously pious. I'll give you that's your point of view, and yes, of course I still love you, but I won't let an archaic ruse keep me from being me. Ask yourself why you hate me, why you'd prefer a straight me. Your myths infuriate me. You say we just disagree, then try to take my rights from me, but I'll fight tooth and nail, you see, to change the course of history. So please expect no deference to ancient faith and ignorance. Simply put, there's no defense to your rationality. Pull the beam from out your eye, and in my shoes please walk a mile. Give your cloak and tunic try to stop the rash hostility. And I know no apologies to birds or bees or deities. If God is real, she surely sees the venom in your heart. So please, I beg you, look at me, your flesh, your blood, your family, and drop the spiteful hatred, please, that drives us all apart. I hope that you can hear my plea. Re-examine some beliefs, reconcile the past, and we can all begin to heal. Love your family.
I loved it.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh. So proud of you. So creative genius at work here, right there. So Magda, do you have anything you want to share with us that maybe you heard or you did or something fun?
As I've said before, I tend to be stuck in one particular rut, which is sewing. I'm still sewing. I'm still working on the same quilt that I've been working on for a month now because it's over 2,000 pieces, and I finally got the top done. But I've got the border done, and now I will stick it all together and turn it into a quilt. So I'll have something to show hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so.
We are dying to see it. We want to show it on air so everybody can see your work. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
So I want to go ahead and bring in our guest, June Cleavage. I am so excited. I'm just going to tell. Hi. Hi. So Friday, I'm sitting at work and I'm supposed to be working. I went down a rabbit hole and I'm just like, look, it's June. Look, it's June. Look, it's June. Watch June with me. So yes, I think I was like liking everything. I was not stalking. I was stalking.
You know, feel free to stalk. That it goes for anybody. Feel free to stalk me. I want to end up on one of those TLC shows. It was so terrifying, and the calls just wouldn't stop, and I was so titillated. Sorry.
I love titillated.
Wrong emotion.
That's a great word, though. Titillated. Can we use that more often?
It's in a dictionary of the word episodes now.
Okay.
I word good.
Okay. Yes. Titillated. Every episode. Can we work it in?
I think that you should do that. Absolutely.
Challenge accepted.
We're full of boob puns here. So
we're full of boobs here. Just so you know.
It's cool. Me too. But most of mine are in the other room.
So June, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be with us this evening.
Well, that's a really kind of strange, convoluted, but fun story. So I have been in the theater community in North Louisiana for 30 plus years, and for a very long time, since I was a child. And yes, Melody is here. Hi, Melody. And I never wanted to do drag when I first came out and was discovering who I was and stuff, because I was a serious actor. And doing drag is like the lowest form of acting, and it's also like I'm in the South where being too feminine can be a bad thing. And so I was always like, oh, drag queens are just, that's just not for me. Well, I played a very dingy blonde female character in a show and just absolutely fell in love with it. So we created June, and we came up with the name from June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver, because Ward is really hard on the beaver sometimes, and June just has to step in. But we love sitcoms. We grew up on every sitcom you can imagine, and everything that played on television, on cable. So we're very sitcom and movie based with all of our comedy and stuff. Well, I joined TikTok before the Panera Bread happened, and wasn't really using it much, just a little bit here and there to showcase my makeup. And then when we fell into the Panera Bread, I got bored.
Panera Bread.
I watch a lot of people, like a lot of lives and YouTubes and TikToks and things, and I know that there are certain things that you can't say, or you get strikes and all kinds of stuff.
So yeah, you're absolutely correct.
So if I change weird words, that's why.
I'm at the Pizza Hut.
Yeah. There you go. So during all this panini bread, during the panini press, I got bored. I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting at home alone all the time with my dogs. And then one day I was just like, I've got puppets. I've got makeup. I've got a million costumes. I have a theater company that I created here in town. So I have my entire theater costume room is in my house. So I was just like, let's go on TikTok and make some videos. And now we're here. I met I met G4, I met Lauren doing TikTok, and immediately felt a connection. And then she cosplayed me. I cosplayed her back, and the friendship was like solidified. So
Oh yes.
I had her.
Awesome. Yes, that is so incredible. By the way, we are so happy you got bored because,
Yes.
oh my gosh, it's like so much for me to watch and so much for me to be involved in. I'm just like, leave me alone. I don't want to work. I'm watching June. Leave me alone.
See, and I do.
I'm not kidding you. I'm like here with the husband going, the Mr. like, please watch June with me. Look at this. It's so funny.
I know, and I have so many narratives I've started that I need to finish, but I have ADOS, which is attention deficit shiny. And I will start a project, and then it'll be months before it gets finished, if at all. So I gotta buckle down a little more on some of that, but we're getting there. And I do a live stream every week, and I've had Lauren on the live stream. It's time to have her back, but I'd love to have you ladies join us as well.
We would love to join you.
We do it on Facebook and Twitch, and eventually YouTube. I am trying to get the YouTube going, but we haven't really put much into it yet. I do have a YouTube channel, the June Cleavage Show. It has one available video on it right now. It was my Christmas video, but it's hysterical, so I suggest you watch it.
It's one, but it's a great one.
Yes, it is a good one.
It is a good one.
And the lull. There's always the lull.
Every 7 minutes.
Thank you. I was just curious. I'm like, what is the timing? Because I know that there is an official timing to that.
Yes, every 7 minutes there is a pause in conversation.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that's when you're like, topic change. Topic change.
Yeah.
Speaking of topic change, okay, I am a cartoon girl. Is anybody else an animated cartoon kind of girl?
Where do you think I get my aesthetic? I totally am a cartoon queen.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you're probably going to love this. Have you seen that there is going to be a Scooby-Doo Encourage the Cowardly Dog crossover?
Yes! I'm so excited. Yes, I literally vibrate. Yes.
Who saw that? What? Okay.
Well, okay. Scooby-Doo is my all-time number one. Like that's my cartoon. I can tell you about every iteration that it has been in. Like I can tell you anything you want to know about Scooby-Doo. So when Courage and Scooby-Doo decided to do this, I'm down. What do we think about? I think the next one they're doing, they're going to put Velma. They're going to make sure Velma is lesbian in canon. I believe.
Yes, really? Okay. Because you know there was this series, and I'm trying to think of it. Scarlet, I saw Scarlet commenting. If you can remember the name of the series, there is I think it's Mystery Inc.
Mystery Incorporated.
Yes, where she is chasing Shaggy pretty heavily. So
yes.
I mean, I agree. I think she's been pretty much.
Well, the creators of that show actually did come out in an article and said if there had been a season 3, they were actually going to explore her sexuality more and have her end up with the girl that actually resembles Velma in the show, and they call her Hot Dog Water because that's how she smells, and it's actually voiced by Linda Cardellini,
who played Velma in the live action movies. Yes, I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was what was going to happen. They were going to have that be her love interest.
Okay, so I also have to ask, this is not really on topic, but has anybody seen the second trailer released for the new reboot of Candyman?
No.
Yes, I am dying to see this. So I love Candyman. And
that's so weird. We were just talking about Candyman.
You know, the second one was set in New Orleans, and actually I think both of them were set in New Orleans, were they not? But I think the second one really did a lot of focus.
The first one I think is Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the second one is New Orleans.
I absolutely love Candyman. It's one of my favorite franchises, and I'm dying to see it. Yeah, I just got notice from the Cabana boy upstairs that, yeah, it was Chicago.
Yeah. Cabrini Green is what pops to mind.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
A multiverse?
No, the movie Scoob did.
I haven't seen Scoob. Did you see it?
Yes.
Was it good? Was it any good?
It's cute, but I'm a little mad about it because Matthew Lillard wasn't even asked to be a part of it, and it just kind of it doesn't. I mean, it's cute, it's cool. I like the fact that they're like kind of doing a Hanna-Barbera multiverse with it, but like by adding Dick Dastardly and the Blue Falcon and all those like old characters, but. Still, I was a little upset that Matthew Lillard, who's been doing Shaggy for 20 years now,
yes,
wasn't even asked to be involved in that kind of.
That's like making an animated Batman movie and not asking Mark Hamill to be the voice of the Joker.
Or Kevin Conroy to be Batman.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna just share. I went to a con this past weekend. I know it is. The world is opening up. I went to a Comic-Con and I had a blast. It was. I'm not going to say it was. It wasn't poorly attended, but it was not as full as I'm used to seeing. It's been a year and a half since I've been to an event like that. And I know Lauren and Magda are big into cons. I think, yeah, we always run into each other. Lauren and I always see each other, but. So I did the costume contest, which I never do. Never do.
Ever.
What was your costume?
Oh, I think I know.
What do you think it was?
Oh, it's got to be Bellatrix.
Oh, yes. It was Bellatrix.
Oh, yes.
I will need pictures. I will need pictures.
There are so many. There are so many.
Oh, is that your dark mark?
I have a dark mark, yeah. I'm like committed to cosplay. I'm like, I can't get it on screen. Where the hell is it? But I actually have I have a tattoo of a dark mark, and I'm like, I am totally committed to this cosplay. I actually so identify with Psychotic Witch. Don't know why, but I may have won the cosplay contest.
Yeah,
I know. I'm like, the last one that I won, I was at a Harry Potter event and jumped off the stage and may have like hurt myself. By the way, Magda, how are you feeling? I understand you did yourself a mischief.
I did. I wrestling a 10-pound quilt back and forth and trying to get it set the way I wanted it to. I tweaked my back something awful and have been rather laid up. This is the first time in days I've been able to just sit up straight instead of lounging or attached to a TANS unit like a cyborg. So I'm feeling better today a bit. It's getting there. I'm old. It happens.
I hope you feel all of the better.
Right?
I know.
Soon.
We have a topic.
Yeah, we do. I'm sorry. Gay Pride. Yay,
It is.
Alphabet Mafia.
Yes, the letter people.
The letter people.
I love that. That's hilarious. Oh, love does always win. Thank you so much. But so we were basically wanting to kind of touch on how Pride has been portrayed in horror, in goth, and I think that we kind of went down a rabbit hole talking about specifically vampires and vampire literature and some of my favorite movies. So.
And see, like, during the time when the vampire everything was, like, kind of hinting, it was always very hinty at a lot of the stuff back in the day, was also kind of at the same time that the opposite was going on in other movies. Like, there was that trope for a while where they would just, like, kill off the gay character immediately. And they did that for a really long time. But at the same time, there was the other side of it. They were just like, hey, here's this very attractive sexy character. They're masculine, they're feminine, they're maybe androgynous, and they're hitting on everyone. What are you going to do about it? And people didn't really know how to feel. And so it was nice to have a counterbalance, because they overplayed that kill off the gay character for way much longer than they needed to. So having that counterbalance in the gothic kind of vampire culture, to me, like that's the side of horror I identified with. And I just like, that's me. I'm that one. It's really kind of shaped me as I was growing up.
Well, Magda and I are Anne Rice fans. We are true, hardcore Anne Rice fans. And I know that, Interview with the Vampire was probably one of the first novels that I recall reading outside of Carmilla, which I'm revisiting, by the way. But Interview with the Vampire was one of the first novels that I read, and one of the first movies that I recall seeing that introduced homosexual overtones and gay overtones into a movie that wasn't panned, that people were not really freaking out about. You have this relationship between Louis and Lestat, and they basically are a married couple. They go out, they find a baby, and they're like, look, I found this baby. This is ours now. We are officially a family. And nobody thought anything, nobody said anything negative about it. It was wonderful.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a big Anne Rice reader when I was younger. Led me to reading Laurel K. Hamilton, who I'm like the biggest fan of. She follows me on TikTok. It's like that's one of my flexes. She follows me on TikTok. But the characters in Being, to where things like were okay. Anne Rice was kind of like one of those beginning points on the books and series like that. I mean, not the beginning point. There's many more before that, but it was one of the best-selling novel kind of breaking out on that. So I always really, really loved that growing up. I think my first one was, what did I read? Pandora first. And then I was like, oh, what is this? And I went back to the beginning of the series.
I liked Pandora. It wasn't my favorite, but the first three are always going to be my true love. So.
The Vampire Lestat.
Yes.
Well,
that was
within
sexual
literature,
awakening.
there are so many books that are either gay-centric, or actually people aren't aware of the fact that the authors themselves are gay. Clive Barker is a perfect example. He writes some of the best horror, in my opinion, of anyone. I love his things like Hellraiser and the Books of Blood has to be one of my absolute favorites. And that one has several of the stories contained in it are based around either gay characters or gay couples of one form or another. And it's just, you can't even say that, it's sprinkled in there, because honestly, more of the characters in the book are gay than are straight. And then we've got Christopher Rice. Speaking of Anne Rice, Christopher Rice is her son. He's gay, and he writes horror as well. He's got a brilliant book, The Density of Souls. That one's very good. I definitely recommend that one. You mentioned Laurel K. Hamilton. A lot of her books have just pansexual everything to them, and they're beautiful. I enjoy them. They're wonderful trash. They're some of my favorites. Well, it is. Come on, it is. It is. No, it's brain popcorn, and I love it. But and we've got like Poppy Z. Bright is another good one to mention. Poppy Z is transgender, and so many of the books throughout time, especially vampire books, have a tendency to, if not straddle the line there, they seem to traipse over it a bit from one side to the other, and it's amusing the people that don't notice it, and until it's pointed out to them and they realize, oh no, I hadn't thought of that. Well, yes.
How do you miss that?
If it's not,
if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it. If you're not open to it, you're not going to see it. I mean, there's I think it's a Swedish novel, Let the Right One In, which they ended up turning into 2 different movies. And if you read it, it is most definitely about same-sex relationship. It's just young and vampires, but it's lovely. And there's just so much of the entire letter people throughout all of horror. And I don't think most people actually are aware of it because they just don't look into it.
Yeah, it's very true. if you take a step out of horror for just a second, there's so much like just in classic literature and good literature that I would recommend. I would definitely recommend, if you've never read it, Fried Green Tomatoes and the Whistle Stop Cafe is one of the best lesbian love stories I've ever read in my life. So just taking a step out of horror for a second.
I have been to Sonoya where that was filmed.
Nice.
And I have been to the back windows of the Whistle Stop Cafe where they actually have the fried green tomatoes. That is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love it.
I definitely suggest using or reading the book. It's a lovely read.
It is.
To the comment that was just in, welcome letter person. Sorry.
Yes.
I love that. Letter people. That's
yes. So the letter, I was talking about that earlier in my TikTok. Alphabet Mafia is so much for me to get my mouth around. And so is like LGBT. I didn't mean it that way, but you know what I mean. There are so many Alphabet Mafia people that I can put my mouth around. That is not what I meant. It's just a lot to say.
We've lost Lauren.
We know exactly what you meant.
Y'all have terrible minds.
I broke her. So I was like, well, we're the Letter People. And the Letter People was a PBS show that, like, they were puppets shaped like letters, and it was for kids. But yeah, so if you do a search, you'll find some episodes on YouTube. It's quite it's nightmare fuel. It's almost like a fever dream.
So speaking of nightmare fuel,
please do.
Nightmare Before Christmas. My bad. Nightmare on Elm Street.
2.
I believe 2. Yes. 2.
Freddy's Revenge is probably one of the queerest films in history, or in horror history, especially in slasher films. And it took the director years to finally admit that that's what he was doing. And it basically ruined Mark Patton's career in the long run, because he was playing a character that was very obviously queerly coded. And it, at the time in the very early 80s, that was just kind of unacceptable, and it caused him to not have work, and he got ridiculed in the business for playing such a queer character. But there are so many, like, there's so many undertones of it. There's a man is trying to invade his body. There's a line between him and this, like, he's got this little girlfriend in the movie, but he spends more time with his bully that becomes his best friend. And there's this whole line where he's trying to get the bully to help him, and he's like, you've got this girl over here wanting you to come, do stuff to her, and you'd rather sleep in my room. There are all these little moments, and at the end of it, he only gets rid of Freddy by, like, basically falling in love with her, kissing her, and, so conversion therapy, like, at the end there. So it is absolutely queerly coded from start to finish.
You cannot forget that locker scene with the couch.
There's sadomasochism in the middle of a slasher movie, which now is not really raising eyebrows because of, like, Saw and Hostel, but, like, back in 1986, when this came out, 85, 86, there's an entire scene where a man is naked and tied up in a shower in a locker room and, murdered, but whipped several times first. And I remember being very young and seeing that and being very confused as to why this was in a Freddy Krueger movie.
And the reason that he ended up, like, bringing the lead character to the gym and he was going to punish him and all of that was because the lead character actually accidentally, like, ran into a bar or something, and it was very obviously a bondage gay bar that they just didn't say what it was and happened across his coach there.
There were a lot of letter people in that bar.
Many.
A lot of S's and a lot of M's. Or a lot of S's and a lot of D's. Subs and doms.
DMs.
Tops and bottoms.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've actually seen that movie. I'm not really big into slasher flicks. I am more of a like vintage horror. So, but I really want to go back and watch that now because it's you guys have really piqued my interest. It's been a while.
Also, I think it's on Shudder, maybe, but not Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But there is a documentary called Scream Queen, and Mark Patton made it, and it is all able to tell you everything you want to know about this movie and about its queer coding and all of that. It's a great documentary and how it affected him and that kind of stuff.
I want to see that.
And see, I always found it entertaining that the second one was always, every single time you talk to a Freddy fan, that's their least favorite film. They hate that film. It really goes off the rails. It doesn't follow like the plot that was laid down in the first movie. They really took the idea and they're like, okay, I know that this was like the idea and all that. I'm going to break all these rules and I want to do this. And then when 3 came out, they kind of went back to the original rules and they just kind of pretended like number 2 never existed and continued on.
It was also it was one of the very first slasher films that featured a final boy instead of a final girl.
Yes.
And that was a big problem with a lot of people too.
And one of the things that really bugged me that remember in number 3 the bus scene, or no, was that number 2 the bus scene? Yeah, that number 2 at the bus scene. That was actually never supposed to be in that. That was written for the original number 1, and to me that was always the best scene of the entire movie, and it wasn't even written for that movie.
Yeah. It is a great scene.
I can see why a lot of people hated the movie, but as someone who is part of the other verse,
yes,
I appreciated it growing up and having different ways to look at things.
The letterverse.
The letterverse.
I
love that.
We're just coming up with all of the new names tonight.
Oh yes.
So speaking of movies and all of that, Netflix. If you log into Netflix during Pride Month, if you notice, it has its own section for Pride. And a couple years ago, they accidentally created a new Pride icon. I don't know if y'all remember the Babadook movie. Is that how you pronounce Babadook?
Babadook.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite. Oh, it's great.
It's a great movie, but
you hate that movie?
Well, okay, no, I like the movie. The story's great, and the suspense of whether she's really seeing what's happening or if she's crazy, that's great. But I want to strangle that child.
Oh God, yes.
And so it's really hard for me to sit through it because I have had children, and it really makes me want to murder a child, and I don't like to feel that way, so I don't watch it often.
You don't want to murder a child.
No.
It's usually frowned upon.
No.
A fictional character. A fictional character.
Yes.
I have never wanted to murder my children. Ever.
Smile that. Anyway, let's
not murder children.
Hey, wait a minute. That was in reference to my grandchildren. Can we put that back up? We don't ever want to. Let's not murder children. No, let's don't. Scarlett, please don't murder my grandchildren. As one of my apologies. I only attempted the one time. God.
Okay. So
as a fellow glam parent, I will attest to that. So
yeah.
So anyway,
I'm too young to be a grandparent.
Oh, me too.
So I'm fabulous. So I'm a glam parent.
Oh, I love that. I'm adopting that. That is officially my new title.
It's yours. Go ahead, Glamma. Do it.
Okay,
Glamma.
Honestly, I am Stregonona.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I'm
cute.
Grandma Witch.
Yeah, no, I'm Grandpa.
You're going. I love it. I love it.
Perfection.
Okay.
Okay.
Where
Back to
where the
Babadook.
hell was I?
Babadook.
Babadook.
Yeah.
Okay, so Netflix accidentally added that movie onto their LGBTQ section one year. And someone put it up on Tumblr and they're like, hey guys, is this an LGBTQ film? And so this entire debate started because the storyline can kind of go along with someone who's in the closet and like their experience of trying to come out of the closet. And so people had the biggest argument, and it is still on to this day, if the Babadook is gay. And that's why you see that character in like gay pride parades and all that, is because Netflix screwed up and they accidentally put it on the LGBTQ section, and now everyone's like, no, it's fact. The Babadook is LGBTQ. IA. Alphabet Mafia.
The Cabana Boy just said it was because he was in the closet, right? Question mark. Accidentally gay. Is there's no such thing as accidentally gay, is there?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I like to cover myself in leaves in the woods and hope somebody will accidentally become gay with me.
Can I?
Go for it. Absolutely. Bring the Cabana Boy, though.
I will.
I'm going to need something to look at. It's not that you're not pretty, but, we're just different aesthetics.
I'm heartbroken.
No, you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. No! But anything from the neck down on a biological female is
I will bring the Cabana Boy.
It's icky.
It's icky.
It's icky.
It's icky.
No, it's
okay,
really
DL.
not.
No, it's not. It's really not.
I know. It's like I'm sorry, Lauren. It's not. It's not, Lauren.
It's not icky.
Put those boobs up there. Okay.
No, boobs are great. We
Yeah,
love
like
boobs.
it's under here and down.
Everybody loves boobs. Everybody loves boobs. Nobody has ever said, "I don't want to touch your boobs."
That's true.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Yes, mine aren't even real when people say that to me.
I would touch it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I want to just like and see how jiggly that is.
Oh, girl, they are. It's like 2 bags of Jello in here. We may have been known to take them out of our bra and throw them at people during live shows before. So
I would pay to see that.
You know what? I do too, but they don't come off, and that gets me in trouble.
That's when you just smack with like one.
That's the good thing about being a grandma. You can smack somebody with your boob, and nobody ever says anything about it. They're just like, "Did she whip out her boob and smack me with it?"
Did everybody see her? Did everybody see her skirt move? What just happened?
Don't worry about grandma. She's seen that.
Let me tuck those back into my panties. I'm sorry. So sorry, not sorry.
Oh God.
Here's the lull. Somebody
Okay,
the lull.
there's a lull. Oh, I know what I want to do for the lull. I know what I want to do.
Okay.
Can we watch some of June's videos? Which way?
Yes.
This way.
Yes.
I want to watch some of June's videos.
Oh,
Can we?
Can we?
Absolutely.
Cabana Boy, can we watch some of June's videos?
Cabana.
Cabana.
Here's us entertaining the silent space. Here's
StreamYard,
us entertaining the silent space.
StreamYard is not allowing us to do it properly. Maybe.
Oh, that's super fun. Okay.
Yeah. StreamYard has actually been kind of a. I like StreamYard. It's fun. It's entertaining, but we can't really share.
Can you pull my Christmas video off of the YouTube channel?
We actually had some issues even with YouTube. YouTube completely shuts everything down for us. I am so sorry. I really want to, but
no, you're fine.
What if you send the? Oh no, wait! I did send the physical videos, but I didn't send them to the box thing.
Oh.
I just sent them to you on Facebook.
Oh.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
I'm going rich with this. Hang on. Just bear with me here.
Yeah. StreamYard actually is really weird about sharing videos. we have attempted to do this a couple of times. We attempted to do this kind of last Monday night and kind of had some glitches and
I'm gonna do this in the most terrible way ever, and we're just gonna go with it.
Go with it. You know what?
You can run, but you can't hide.
I really can't run either. Is there a third option?
You could call 911.
I think I left my phone out there.
Want me to start over?
Could you? That would literally save my life. Thank you.
Wait. There was one. Oh, wait. Now you're going to have me doing it. Really? Okay. Hang on. Give me a second.
Was it Elvira?
It was in the clock. Oh, please show Elvira.
Okay, I want to show Elvira. No, stop.
I am a huge Elvira fan. I may have her autograph on my back shoulder. Tattooed.
Oh,
She touched me. I stalked her.
She touched me.
I'm so jealous.
Okay. I got one more I want to show here because we cannot not show June and not show this.
Yours truly, Elvira, the gal with the enormous rating. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did.
Okay,
I'm so sorry that it's not working, June.
Oh, you're fine.
We had this issue the other day too.
It's all good.
We did. I apologize. Elvira is probably the greatest drag queen ever, in my opinion. Can we say that?
Yes, absolutely. She's a drag queen, and she's one of my inspirations in drag, definitely. And Mistress of the Dark is one of those movies that I will put on for background noise doing anything around my house. I will be 3 rooms away and be like, and I'll hear them say, "How's your head?" I've never had any complaints. She's got the best one-liner.
This is a bust.
Can I be an honorary drag queen? I feel like it.
You know what? Anyone can be a drag queen. Really, honestly, and this is one of my favorite RuPaul quotes is, we were all born naked. The rest is drag.
Yes.
I like that.
I love that.
So, honestly, it's, drag will pull, when you go into drag, it will pull out who you are on the inside more often than not. Especially for us letter people who haven't always been able to express our true selves our entire lives. So that's important. And, drag can be a very important tool for people to gain confidence and things. Y'all don't mind my dogs just doing
Puppy.
Hi,
puppy.
You know what? We call that cosplay in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We do the exact same thing. It
is. It's all drag.
It is.
I called that goth growing up.
Yeah, same. But it's all putting on a costume, putting on makeup, anything that makes you feel that confidence. Yeah, it's drag. Absolutely, it is. I go to conventions and I cosplay with my own drag flair. And
who do you cosplay?
Oh, well, my last con was my last big con was at Texas Frightmare Weekend, and in 2019, and I was Tiffany on the first night. Tiffany from The Bride of Chucky.
Bride of Chucky. Yes.
Nice.
The second day was like when I was getting all my photo ops with Elm Street people. So I was the hall pass girl from the first film.
Oh, that's such a good cosplay. I would have recognized that in a second.
I was one of three hall pass girls that day.
Wow.
At one point, we all took a group photo. It was pretty great.
Oh my gosh.
And the third day, I did Winifred from Hocus Pocus.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Dude. One of my lifetime goals is to do I'll Put a Spell on You as Winifred. I want it so bad.
Yes. Winifred's fantastic. I do a pretty decent one. Then a few weeks later, I did a very small con at on the opposite side of Dallas, and got to, because Felissa Rose was there. Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was there, and Leslie Dean from Nightmare on Elm Street 6, Freddy's Dead. She was also at TFW. You know, Lauren, that's my buddy. Like, we have each other's phone numbers.
That's like my favorite Krueger movie.
Yeah, she's also in a movie, a very not well known horror movie that I absolutely love called Girlfriend from Hell.
I love that movie. Okay.
So she's the main female. That's not. She's not the girlfriend.
She's not the girlfriend.
That's the girl from Rock and Roll High School Forever. But she's the one that's like the final girl. She's the one that fixes the one with the slick back ponytail.
Yes.
She's also in 976 Evil.
I'm gonna have to see this. I want to see it.
Yeah, she's also Susie in 976 Evil, and I actually went to that con as Susie, and cosplayed as Susie with spiders all over her.
Ooh.
And well, that's how she dies in the film. And,
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Presenting to you, if you had to cosplay a character from a horror movie that you have not cosplayed before, what would you cosplay?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There's a couple that I want to. I definitely want to do a gender bent Chucky. I haven't done a gender bent Chucky yet. What is her? I can't think of her name right now. But have you seen The Lonely Ones?
Yes.
I want to do that character.
I can't remember the name.
I'm trying
to.
Like. You'll when I describe it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Pink dress, paper, pink crown, drill. Yeah.
Drill.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what I would cosplay that I haven't already cosplayed.
Yeah, there's so many.
You know what? I'm stealing off of you, but I would love to do Tiff. But I'm not going to have that as my answer. I'm just saying I would love to do Tiff from Bride of Chucky, but I'm going to keep looking.
It's a great cosplay, but I had a friend who was there that weekend who was doing Buffy the next day in the wedding dress with the or in the prom dress with the jacket, and she saw a picture of me before we met up as Tiffany, and she thought I was doing Buffy, and she's like, "I'm gonna kill him."
So speaking of Buffy, just real quick side par here. You really cannot talk about LGBTQ and representation in horror without talking about Buffy.
Yes.
Willow and Tara.
Yes.
That was huge for TV at the time.
Absolutely
Okay, anyway,
was.
back to the cosplay.
Yes.
DL, what would you do?
Let me think about that one.
Okay, Magda, do you want to come back to it?
Yes.
Probably I'd say Mina Harkness from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I don't know if this counts as horror because Supernatural is kind of like drama.
Yes.
It's not as horror as Buffy, but I want to see you do Rowena. I want to see you as Rowena.
My youngest child basically said, "You are Rowena, just hands down."
Not quite as petite.
Oh, another one I'm
Definitely not quite as
planning.
petite.
More beautiful though.
Another one I'm planning to do is Zool.
Ooh.
From Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Yes.
Zool, like
that'd be
Sigourney Weaver in
superb.
all of her glory.
That would be fantastic.
And see, I think Donna would absolutely just slaughter anything from Clive Barker. Any of the Cenobites.
You know
I
what?
could see Donna killing it. Sorry, DL killing it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I have always wanted to do a gender bent pinhead because that is one of the sexiest. If you've ever seen the gender bent pinhead, it is hot as hell. No pun intended.
So since we're all showing videos with our phones,
American Horror Story.
Yes.
I'll do one for you real quick. Since we were talking Winifred, let me turn up the volume real quick. Hang on, stop.
Distraction.
Right.
Oh, look, another hocus pocus.
Let's play more. There you go.
It's glare. I can't. There's glare on it. That's why I was holding it.
Another hocus pocus.
There you go. There you
I
go.
can see it.
Makes me sick.
Yay!
I love it.
She cute.
I love her.
There you go.
Oh my goodness! I am so happy you're on the show, June.
I
Me
am
too. I'm
too.
having a blast.
Good, good. We're having
As
a
soon
blast
as-
too.
As soon as I presented the idea, and I was like, "Guys, it's gonna be June," and then I was like, "June."
It's June with June. June is busting out all over.
I'm gonna work
changed
on
my
that.
mind.
You
I
changed
got
your mind.
I changed my mind. I want to cosplay Frank.
Mm.
I look damn good in a corset, so I want to cosplay Frank.
Frank would be great,
I know.
and you can't really talk about LGBTQIA
can't.
Pride Month
Letter
without-
people.
the letter people, the alphabet mafia. I don't know. I like the letter people.
Yes.
Better people better.
But
You
yeah,
can't
gotta
talk about that without Rocky Horror Picture
Without
Show.
Frank.
No,
Mhm.
no.
I have one more for you.
Yay!
Since we're on that track.
How does do I feel outside when we're under self-quarantine? I'm a little broke down because you could be out here spreading COVID-19. Don't get too close. Better wash your hands and stay inside till the ending. See, I'm not the pandemic myself, but today I'm going to do what's trending. I'm gonna social distance and self-quarantine my gay ass away.
Thank you.
You should
Yes.
repost that one. That one should have gotten so many more likes. I've never even seen that one.
It's so far back in my like timeline. It's like right at the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah.
We will share the hell out of that. I promise
one's-
you.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones, and I was surprised it didn't get as much love as I think it should
I promise
Oh,
you,
no.
repost it.
Please do.
I spent a day writing those lyrics with that in mind. So yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask, just with the I consider you a comedy genius. Everything
thank
you do, you're welcome. Everything you do is comedic gold, in my opinion. It's hilarious. It's classy. It's fun. I know. Please, yeah.
No, it's
No, how long
don't
does
stop. Don't stop.
yeah, don't stop. Don't stop. You're beautiful. You're sexy. You're perfect.
You look like Linda Evangelista. Sorry, RuPaul
What?
reference.
Yeah.
Drag Race.
Yeah. Go ahead. No.
Well,
How long does it take you to create? I mean, does that just like pop into your head and you're just like, this is in my head now, I got to get out? Or is it something that you work on for a little while? Because I'm not that funny. I'm not that witty. It takes me a long time. That's why I'm not on TikTok. Well, I am now.
it's a mix of both. It's some things I will plan out. Some things I will have like completely, I'm going to do this, and this. And then sometimes I've actually gotten really popular in the last couple of months because I do what's called a stitch on TikTok, where you take someone's existing video and it gives you a little bit to work with. Like it gives you a little window that you can take whatever from their video. And then it jumps into whatever you want to do with your video. And so I have gotten very popular just doing the most random, ridiculous things to these stitches, to these other videos. And I honestly, sometimes I come up with them on the fly. Sometimes I'll be scrolling through and see a video and get an idea and have to like jump out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and do it. It just is what it is. I wish I knew where the ideas came from. Probably from me just watching too much TV as a kid.
I feel like
But-
if WandaVision was a drag queen horror icon, it would be you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm totally WandaVision.
So while we have you, hang on, go back to June. I want to see June real quick. Make June, lean forward. I want to see this makeup of yours because this porcelain doll, I think is so cool.
Love it.
I love the the broken kind of chunks.
Cracks.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
like leaned in, like it's like, yeah, this looks gorgeous.
And it's like, right. Well, we'll definitely make a TikTok with this look so everybody can see it a little bit better. My lighting is kind of crappy today, but
I understand.
Would be alright.
If it makes you feel any better, my ring light broke, and so we're hanging it from the chandelier in my dining room, so I have light tonight.
My ring light is working, and at least I'm not like black and white today.
I liked the Dorothy look on you. It was cute.
I know but I was totally black and white. What the hell?
You're black and white, except for like
Monster.
One thing was in color. I don't remember what it was though.
My lips
was very Lily Monster. I liked it.
Oh yeah, you know what? You would kill a Lily Munster look.
I have a Lily Munster.
Oh,
you should see her Morticia.
You should see my Morticia.
You should see my Elvira.
Oh, I bet. We're gonna be very good friends.
We have to be very good friends.
We will be very good friends moving
Otherwise,
forward.
I will stalk you.
Well, and like I said, that's welcome. We you know, I never knew what was happening at the time.
I know. She was so nice.
She was so nice. That one time I caught her outside. That one time I caught her outside my bedroom. I just loved hanging out with her. She was so nice to talk to.
Yes, Monica. Yes, June does.
Yes. I love your Elvira. I really do.
That surprised even me. Like, getting into drag for the longest time, especially around here, I am not known for glamorous looks. And I'm known for like quirky and comedy, campy. You know, it's always just a little over the top for me. And doing the Elvira and getting like, I had a reference picture and was like doing the exact same makeup. And I was very adamant that it was going to look correct. And when I finished, I was just like stunned. I was absolutely stunned by how well it turned out.
Real quick, that is not easy makeup to do. It is not. No, I have attempted to do it a couple of times, and I suck at it so bad. I am not a makeup artist by any stretch of the imagination. This is what you have all the time. There's no variance. It's like red lipstick, winged eyeliner. This is what I know to do. But
we have 2 minutes. Sorry to interrupt. I thought you were done.
Oh, I'm done now.
Sorry. We have 2 minutes till the end. We never got a question out to the public, so I want to ask them, if you had to cosplay a horror movie character that you have not cosplayed before, who would you cosplay? Put it in the comments. Continue, DL. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Can it be a letter person? Can we make it because this is pregnant. If you were to cosplay a letter person character, who would it be from horror?
Magenta. Sorry. No, I've done that one before.
I have yet to do Columbia.
Oh, you would kill Columbia. Oh, TikTok duet. TikTok duet.
Yes, yes. I was like, where are you?
Can we just do like a foursome Rocky Horror thing for like a
Can we?
I am down.
Quartet.
I am down with it.
Let's work that out. Absolutely.
Please do. I'll take Magenta. I think somebody already claimed Magenta. Try again.
No. I said I can't because I've already done it. It's Art the Clown.
Art the Clown? Who the hell is Art the Clown?
Oh, from Terrifier.
Oh.
I love you, June.
Thank you.
I am all things horror movies.
I was going to say, you have a more vast knowledge of horror movies than we do, and that's pretty sad.
Well, I absorbed it. I absorbed it as a child, and it's absolutely my favorite movie genre. So, and I love to pick them apart because there's so much to unpack in horror movies, so much more than the actual like gore and violence. It's the reasoning behind what is the social commentary, that kind of stuff. There's a lot to unpack there, and I love to do that with horror movies.
And something I want to add, just something that I have run into recently, is I have recently jumped onto a couple of different horror social media sites. One in particular that I mentioned in the past, but I have found that the community is a lot more welcoming, open arms. As a whole, I think because we are the weirdos within the community. And
we are the weirdos, mister.
Yeah, and we are totally welcoming. Did you call me mister?
No, I was quoting Craft.
Craft, yeah.
I'm like, what Craft? Okay.
We are the weirdos, mister. The bus scene. I got you.
I'm sorry. Somebody edit that out. But
I didn't hear it.
Okay. But I mean, we are honestly, I mean, the horror community seems to be a lot more welcoming, a lot more all-encompassing, and it's inclusive. And that's one of the things that I really have to say that I pride myself on as being part of the horror in the goth community, is that we love everybody. We accept everybody's weird. We accept everybody's unique. We accept everybody's person. We want to be encompassing and all-inclusive. Hello. I'm sorry.
So I think I have an answer for my who I would cosplay, but I'm not 100%. Because they've never stated that either of these characters are gay, but I always felt like Ginger Snaps.
Oh, absolutely. That is a very queer-coded movie. Absolutely.
Okay.
It is.
I totally agree.
I would cosplay the heck out of one of the sisters. Like either, I don't care which. But I've always felt like that was so coded.
Do you know the younger sister? Answer. Do you know that the younger sister is the girl that plays Beverly in the original It?
No.
Ooh. That is her. I'm so sorry, I'm a nerd.
We love you. Fabulous. We love that you're a nerd. We love that you know
That's
these
the best.
Things.
Absolute best.
So I've never actually seen the whole first movie, the original of It, because apparently it was when you bought it on VHS, it was a 2-movie set, a 2 VHS set. I didn't know that. So I only watched like the first VHS and I was just like, that's not scary. That's like really stupid. I didn't know there was a second half to it until years later.
But
I still have never seen it.
Honestly, the first part's better anyway, and you know it's scary for what it was, but it aired on television, so they couldn't go too awful with it. But it is a lot of people's favorite like scary clown movie. And it's Tim Curry, so you can't really go wrong there.
Never.
So you never go wrong with Tim Curry.
Never ever.
Who I have had the lovely pleasure of meeting twice in my life.
I'm jealous. I have a signed autograph of him as Frankenfurter. That's about all I got there.
I have 2 pictures with him.
Oh my God.
So desperately want to meet him, but I know that that's probably not going to happen. And
he's done cons for the last several years. Like he goes out and he does cons, so it is entirely possible that it might.
It blew my mind when I found out that he was Rooster and Annie as a child. Like as an adult later, I was like,
wait,
what?
I knew that.
He's also he's also in Legend. He's the devil. He's the devil in Legend. He's
Clue.
Darkness.
He's the Smog in Fern Gully.
Yes. Really? Okay. He was in Criminal Minds recently too.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I've not seen that.
My youngest daughter is absolutely obsessed with Criminal Minds, but she's also equally obsessed with Tim Curry because I'm a good parent. And yes. So
you are.
Yes, we have watched Clue. We have watched Rocky. We have watched Legend. You know what? She didn't really get into Legend. I'm like,
Legend's kind of a hard one to get into, though.
It is. Going
That
back and
was-
watching it now, it's slower
It's
than
slow.
I remember.
It's
I love
really
it.
slow.
You know, I love the one scene though with Dark Lily dancing around. I'm like that
that's my
right there
favorite scene.
made me wanted to be a goth girl.
Oh, absolutely.
There's
There's
your
a
next
Tales.
cosplay.
Yes, there's a Tales from the Crypt episode with Tim Curry where he plays 3 characters, 2 women and a man, and it's brilliant. And you get to see Tim Curry in drag, which it's not cute drag. It's like hillbilly family drag, but like it's still good.
We've seen him in sexy drag. We were good with that.
Exactly, we grew up with that. So
He was
Okay, so I just have to mention, if we're talking about drag, and we mentioned Buffy earlier, Anthony Stewart Head as Frankenfurter.
is
If you have
everything.
not seen it, look it up. Google it right now.
Yes.
No, not now. After the show. Well, it's
Yes, so good, so good.
I'm not taking your cat back.
Mm.
Okay. I am being told that we were right at the top of the hour, and I know that we ladies have things to do this evening. So
I am saddened.
I know this went by so quick, and I was having so much
It
fun.
It went by way too fast. We have to have
That
you
just
I would
that's
love
just
that.
making us come back.
I would absolutely
Yes.
love that.
Yeah, hang on. I have one quick question then. If we did come back, give us like a top 3 subjects you would think you would kill talking about.
please.
Well, way to put me on the spot there.
You're
Let's see.
welcome.
Well,
We're good at that.
I am very into the slasher genre. Like I am a slasher. That's my top genre right there. Because stupid teens and morality. I love morality plays. I grew up with them, and that's what slasher films are. They're morality plays. And honestly, I would love to talk Jordan Peele.
That'll give me an excuse to watch
Yes.
those, because no one in my house is into horror and I've not seen any of his stuff yet.
The Jordan Peele's
wonderful.
movies are amazing.
Yeah.
And then I would like to talk about how Blumhouse is quickly becoming the WB of horror production. Because they're churning out, and it's great for horror, but it's also like watching horror on the CW.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's sometimes is great, and sometimes it just misses the mark. Like I was so excited for the movie Ma, and then I was sorely disappointed by
Really?
a couple of things. It's not a bad movie. It's just if you watch the trailer, it's the whole movie.
Really?
Oh, I hate that.
I have actually been looking at that one because I want to watch it, and I've been seeing great reviews on it, but
those people are wrong.
they're wrong. That's good to know.
I mean, it's not a bad movie. There's some fun moments in it and stuff. It's not scary, and it feels very shoehorned with like her reasoning behind what she's doing, and it's just unsettling because she spends half of the movie hitting on one of the teenagers, basically, because his dad was a guy she crushed on in high school. And it's unsettling. It's very unsettling. And do not waste your time with the Blumhouse Black Christmas remake.
Oh, I haven't. No.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
However, one Blumhouse movie to do would be Fantasy Island.
Really?
Speaking of,
you know what? I've avoided that one.
It's good.
Go ahead. Speaking of what, Lauren?
speaking of random horror movies we watched, what was the one that you and Cabana Boy suggested to me? It's pretty much like the Five Nights at Freddy's.
Willy's
Wonderland. Do
I
not
watched
tell me
that
I have not
with
watched it yet.
I watched it with Joey the Roadie, and it was
By the
so
way,
good. It was
I
so
love it.
good.
It's really good.
Okay, so I love Nicolas Cage and his campiness. I love Nicolas Cage. I mean, so I'm dying to watch that movie.
Should we tell her that he has?
No.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Don't tell me anything.
She don't want to know. She don't want to know.
We won't say anything.
La 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 la.
Cover your ears.
I can't hear you.
I'm gonna cover my ears.
Yeah,
Cover your ears.
Don't
My
worry.
ears are covered.
They're
We're
always
speaking in
listening.
code.
I know.
I think.
What?
What? What?
No, we'll keep it to ourselves.
What? No,
Okay.
we won't. We don't ever keep anything to ourselves.
Well, we won't ruin anything for you, but
We
when
won't.
you see it, you're gonna love it. You're gonna really enjoy it.
No spoilers for now.
For now.
The
Give me a
menacing.
minute to watch it. I'll spoil it for everybody else. That's fine. But,
Did you see him in Mom and Dad?
No.
Cabana Boy, did we see him in Mom and Dad? I'm trying to recall. I might have been drunk. I mean,
With power.
no.
Drunk
No,
with
we
power.
haven't seen that one yet.
Drunk with power.
Drunk with power. Time. Okay, so I'm being told that we are at that moment with stuff. Yeah. So, all right.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you were such a good guest.
Enjoyed having you. Hope you enjoyed being had.
Ears.
I told you.
Cover your ears. So,
Oh my
thank you
gosh.
so much. I want to take a moment and just say thank you to June for joining us. And thank you for Back at the Cereal Box for hosting us. Thank you for the Cabana Boy upstairs for fixing all of our mistakes and hopefully covering some of the things that we might have said. Oh! And yeah.
What's our next show?
We have one?
What's our next theme? It's a surprise.
No, it's not. It's not. It's musicals.
Musicals.
Horror-related musicals. We are finally getting to horror-related musicals.
We've been wanting to do it for months now.
I know. It's like there's
I will send you some suggestions.
Please.
I have lots to say. I've got some good ones. Got some really good ones.
You know what? This group is very versed, but we want to hear what you have to say because we'll talk. Yeah. Okay, guys. If you like what you see here, please also love your makeup, Lauren. Thank you, Scarlett.
Thank you.
If you like what you've seen, please follow our show. Please like us, and please considering being one of our sponsors because we are so dang poor. We need money. We like money. Yes, we do. It's one of our favorites. It keeps us going. It keeps us pretty. It keeps us happy. So please join us and please follow us and please support us. And our next show, we do our shows on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of every month. And I'm looking up the date because I'm not prepared.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. If you can see me now, I am distracting you.
The 11th. Is it July the 11th? July the 11th, we are doing horror musicals. If I'm wrong on that date, my apologies. But anyway, until next time, pleasant screaming.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.